Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in to Two in the Cooler. Guys, this episode 22, frankly, it is probably going to be the cursed episode of Two in the Cooler. It's going to be a short one. We had a lot of technical difficulties that we had to cut around, but ultimately it's still a very fun episode, aside from the fact that it's Matt's flu game, which we'll get into. But so a lot of good conversation and a very good Who Would Win of the Week that I'm interested to hear your guys' opinion on. So before we get into it, I've got to tell you, of course, about Instacart. Instacart is the best way to get your groceries delivered in 2020. They'll deliver them right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. Right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. Guys, use Instacart. All you have to do is click on the link in our show notes to get that deal going for you. Instacart is great, and it's very convenient, especially in these times. So, before we get into the episode, of course, please follow us on all of our social media at Two in the Cooler. Subscribe to YouTube, and if you get a chance, subscribe and rate this podcast on Apple Podcasts and any other podcast platforms. And it would mean a lot to us if you would share the podcast with the people you love, because I think that they will enjoy it just as much as you do. Why wouldn't they? Thank you guys again so much for listening. Let's get into this episode. Enjoy.
How's it going, folks? We're back. Episode 22?
22. Isn't that something from
episode
one of your
22.
memes or something?
One of my what?
One of your vines or something? Or was that just 21? Was that the last episode?
No, we did that last one.
Okay.
21. 22. We're feeling 22 here, folks. Taylor Swift.
A
little bit of Taylor Swift action. Maybe. You probably didn't want that one to come out of my mouth, huh?
No, I don't like the music, but she's a good businesswoman. That's what Dad told me one time when I was talking about how much I disliked Taylor Swift.
Making fun of Taylor Swift.
How could you she's a good businesswoman. I used to say everybody is so quick to defend Taylor Swift, and I don't think that she is like, I'm not saying she's not talented or anything, or that she's not good. Obviously that can be just for me, but I don't think she has, earned this crazy following that she's got. She's not Beyonce.
The Swifties? You don't think that the Swifties have a...
I don't think they have any real right or reason to be the way that they are. Like, there are some folks that would
Romeo and she was
see, that's a great song.
And her daddy said, stay away from Juliet. And I was crying in a minute, begging you, please don't go. See, that's a banger.
Yeah, that's a great song.
She's got, like, some good, like, pop songs like that. I don't know, but here's the thing. Have you ever sat down and listened to an entire Taylor Swift album besides the songs that they play on the radio? Because I haven't, and maybe Swifties have, and maybe she's got some secret, heartwarming songs that we don't know about, and that's why people really, really love her.
Okay.
I don't know.
I have trouble believing that. That there's some hidden message that we're missing deep in the Swift albums. Like you play
aside from Taylor Swift,
it's like better than Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, maybe. Aside from Taylor Swift, we got a lot to talk about today.
Yep.
We're recording on Wednesday. I don't really know what else has happened, but a few notable points to today's podcast is this is my flu game.
Wow.
This is my Michael Jordan flu game of podcasting.
Yeah.
Would you say that that's equivalent?
It absolutely is. I feel like if we had recorded yesterday, it would have been more so your flu game because you were really feeling bad yesterday. But I'm glad that we didn't, obviously, for that. But
so we were originally going to record
your flu day.
Yeah. We were originally going to record early. We were going to record on Tuesday. I'm not sure why. I'm sure Andrew had something going on. But selfishly, I decided to go out and get the coronavirus. So I'm sitting here recording this podcast, coronavirus positive, coronavirus just coursing through my veins. Yesterday I was in pretty rough shape, so I had Andrew call me, and I was like, hey, listen, let's postpone. Let's see if I can get it done tomorrow. And luckily, through the graces of modern day medicine, the headache's starting to go away. I still got the cough. You'll hear me hack up a lung or two during this episode.
Yeah,
but
be aware of that, because I'm not taking it out.
No, there's no reason to. It's just a good old fashioned nasty cough. So that's what I've got going on. My roommate and myself. Well, actually, a lot of people that I know ended up testing positive after a small gathering for one of our buddies' birthdays. And so we're all positive. We're all living an isolated quarantine lifestyle. So my roommate and I are just sitting around, going to school online, and not really leaving our couches, actually.
Bless you.
I think I got that off mic. Did that come up on mic?
Yeah, it was pretty loud. I mean, it was,
Oh.
It's no big deal.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
But people heard it.
Hey. Okay, we battle. Yeah, so just a lot of sneezing and coughing and trying to stay healthy, I guess.
Does it feel any
For the next,
different
we got it.
from like a regular, like real bad cold?
That's kind of what it feels like. It's like a head cold. Yeah. Some of the people that we were with that tested positive are completely asymptomatic. Like they're like dying laughing. Like, haha, I can't believe you guys have symptoms. Like I get to sit here and feel great and just play Xbox all day and not leave my house. Which I'm jealous of, because it's one thing to be able to not leave your house but still be able to be somewhat productive. But I've just been kind of down for the count for the last 2 or so days since we tested positive, because we got the rapid testing done. We actually got lucky. I don't know if you saw, they opened like 8 rapid testing centers in Western New York because they saw like a spike. Little technical difficulty there, folks. Whoa, sorry, our good old fashioned Craig jumped out on us, but we're back, and good thing we have master editor Andrew Canada behind the sticks. Hopefully we'll piece that back together nice for you. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely would not call myself a master editor. I do
more of a masturbator.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say I fall into that category more if we're going between the two. But yeah, I do just basically the bare bones that we can get the podcast out every week just to make an episode.
Yeah, but what I was saying was we did that rapid testing. They opened 8 centers in Western New York or whatever, and it was pretty quick and easy. You go in. I mean, you got to make an appointment and whatnot, or I don't even think you actually do, but I did, so kind of made it easier, I guess, from like a paperwork perspective. And you got to wait a little bit, and then you sit down at this table, and they just do like a little, nothing crazy, a little swab of each nostril, and then they put it in this machine. Like, they put it in this, like, solution, the swab, and then they put it in this machine, and then it starts counting down from 10 minutes. And whenever it decides you test positive, it'll ding right away. And then if you test negative, I'm pretty sure it takes the whole 10 minutes and then says, you got no COVID in you. So they swab my nose. She's like, all right, it's going to be 10 minutes. So I'm like, oh, can I go on my phone? And she's like, yeah, go ahead. And I literally opened up my phone, and then she tapped me on the leg and, like, pointed at the screen, and it was like, positive. And I was like, well, that wasn't 10 minutes. She's like, yeah, when it knows, it knows. So it was pretty sure that I definitely have COVID.
Wow. So what was it like when you got the call that was like, hey, some of the people that you've been around like tested positive, you need to go get tested?
I was like, so here's the thing. When we found out, like, we had not shown any symptoms yet. Like, I felt fine. And we set up an appointments to go get tested the next day, that night. And that morning, actually, oddly enough, is when we started to, all feel a little bit, like, of the fatigue and, like, muscle soreness kind of thing. I wasn't I don't know. I was like, this kind of sucks in the sense where I don't want to be sick if I'm asymptomatic and I got to stay in my house for 10 days. I mean, I guess that's whatever. I don't know. I was very like indifferent. I was just more or less curious to if I had it, because knowing that I have it now, one, you get it's not forever, but you get those antibodies that last in your body for like 3 to 6 months. So I can pretty much start licking like New York City subway floors and stuff like that if I really want to.
Right.
Once I recover, yeah, which I will. It's like the scene in Elf when he's eating the gum off the rails.
Yeah, you've always wanted to try it, and now
now I can,
because you're gonna be invincible.
And two, because so many of us got it at the same time. What I think we should do, and I think we're gonna get 2020 COVID-19 survivor tattoos on our ass cheeks. That's what I really want to do. Assuming that I survive it, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's a good sign you're feeling better today. How many days do you have to be locked down?
10 from the day that we got tested. So I got tested on Monday the 31st. So I think Wednesday the 9th would be my first day of freedom. Is that the right date?
Seems correct.
What? Yes, Wednesday the 9th. So a week from today, I would technically, I don't know how it works. I don't know if I have to go get retested, but that was the thing. So they said that the New York or Western New York cases were actually up. So that's why they opened these rapid testing centers, and they already are all out of rapid tests. Wow. So people that we told after we got tested couldn't even go get rapid testing, right? Like even my girlfriend Hannah, which this is so she was with us too, and with me, and she is complete, like if she has it, is completely asymptomatic. But she went and got like a quick test. It's not a rapid test. It takes 2 to 3 days. So she's kind of self-quarantining herself in her room right now, as far as she doesn't really want to be near her mom who lives in her house with her if she has it. But she also doesn't want to be quarantined here in case she doesn't have it, because I already know I have it. You know what I mean? So she's kind of in a sticky situation, and a few people did test negative. I think that those people had to have had it before and had the antibodies. Because I'm saying, if there was 20 people in this house, 15 of them have already tested positive, right? And I know 4 people that tested negative. So I think all of those people had to have already had it. There's no way that, I don't know how it works, but
yeah. So you don't know what's going to happen when those 10 days is up?
I think that I'm just good to go. As long as I'm not showing any symptoms. I guess I could get retested. I don't know if I have to get retested. I don't know how it works, but maybe I will, just to make sure.
I mean, it definitely can't hurt to get retested. But whether or not you have to is definitely something.
I would do the rapid testing again. It was easy peasy. I don't really want to end up getting a stick all the way up my brain. You know what I mean? That's really what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. I think a lot of people are probably trying to avoid that, but so they didn't stick it all the way up there with the rapid.
No, it literally goes like.
Shwoop, shwoop.
It's like not a shoo shoo, but like maybe to like here, like you can feel it. But it's not like crazy uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Ugh. I pointed. Nobody can see where I'm pointing to. It's an audio platform, podcasts.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I really hope that I feel better right now. I hope that I can maintain this level of feel betterness. I'm not going to try to push it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to knock out a few little pieces of schoolwork. But like I was telling Andy, I kind of charted everything out in the sense where just in case I don't start feeling better, I have like 1 or 2 things to do each day in a timely fashion to try to not over pursue, because that's a big thing they say. And Andy's a big advocate of don't wear yourself out when you have the coronavirus.
That's the I mean, I've been telling you that, too much, I'm sure, but I really think that that's the most important thing. And even with the schoolwork, I mean, that's a tough situation because I know you want to get it done and stuff, but I mean, even though you're just sitting there, there's not necessarily, you don't think there's a lot that goes into it. Even that, and even this, doing the podcast, if you weren't so adamant about doing it, I would have said, definitely not. Because I think that from what I've been hearing, the fatigue is one of the things that really, really gets people. And even something as simple as and I know this wouldn't be a problem for you, but washing dishes.
I washed all the dishes yesterday.
And see, I would have told you don't do that. Because even the small stuff
I was hungry though, and our kitchen was disgusting. I took 3 intermissions. I do agree. I was exhausted washing the dishes.
So
I washed the majority of them,
and then
I sat back down.
Just completely stopped. Even little things like that. And I know it's tough and it's weird to not do anything, but you have to literally not do anything. And it's not normal. Typically, I know sometimes if you start to feel fatigued doing schoolwork, whatever, you're like, oh, I got to push through this. I just have to get this done. I just have to get this done. But that's with COVID. That's not where you're at. Because
you're not tired because you were up late last night and didn't sleep well or anything. You're tired because your body is being overwhelmed with virus.
It's being attacked by this, the most contagious virus in 100 years. So I don't know.
Put them up. Put them up, COVID. Put them up.
I get you got to do this school thing or whatever, but I would have just said fuck it, and there's no way I'd be doing that.
If it wasn't the first week of my master's program, I probably would have. I mean, I have one in-class class that I didn't go to on Monday. I talked to my professor, but as far as work, doing stuff here, I don't know. I gotta do it. I can't.
And I get that again, but if you wear yourself out, I mean, it's tough to come back.
Yeah.
From. And, I feel I don't know if you feel this way, but there's always been, I think, just the way that the education system is set up and the culture in the country as a whole. I know this is a completely different conversation, but there's only one way to move when you're approaching this schoolwork stuff. But this is a special circumstance. And, if you look at the grand scheme of things, to a certain point, how important is it really? Is it more important?
It's not important at all.
Exactly.
No.
I'm
gonna learn. I'm gonna learn little to nothing in what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Not learn little to nothing. I'll learn some stuff, but from I agree, but just I don't know. It's more of I don't like to submit things late, and I don't like to do things shitty. If I'm gonna do something,
absolutely,
I'd rather be good and I'd rather be on time.
And I hear you, but again, this is a very special circumstance.
You don't hear me though.
Yeah, no. I am. I got my headphones on.
Long story short, not even long story short, but past that, when you're talking about doing the podcast and should we do it or not, yeah, 100% we have to do it. It's that 2 in the cooler mentality. It's, not going to leave the people hanging for a week. Not going to make you come on here alone and let them talk to you.
That's fair. I should not be left alone with these people.
Craig's going to fuck off again.
Well, folks, it had to happen at some point. We lost Craig. He's abandoned ship. We can't get him back in, but it's his loss. So
he's a little bit of a germaphobe, from what I understand.
Yeah,
so I
he's
think
a real
that
Howie Mandel.
He heard that cough. He heard that COVID cough, and
and it was a good one.
He packed it in for the day. So we're going without Craig. Not R.I.P., but till next time, Greg. I don't even remember what we were talking about again. We're all over the board today. Do you remember what? I don't fucking know. Do you remember what we were talking about?
Fuck Craig. Fuck
You're
Craig
muted.
for making us do this. Oh, son of a bitch.
You're muted.
I got it. It won't be muted in the.
Yeah.
It won't be muted
What
in the
a day.
podcast.
What a day.
What I was saying was fuck Craig for making us lose our train of thought. We were talking about COVID and school.
That's all we've been talking about.
And
School. I don't know. We're all over the board today here, folks. We're scrambling, but we're here for you, and we
Yeah.
hope you appreciate it. And we're having fun, and we're hanging out. And this is awesome because I can
the
look
two of the
outside my window,
cooler-
but I can't actually go out there. So this is like interaction with other people to me. It's fun. What are you saying
we
over
were
there?
talking about two in the cooler mentality in
Oh,
the
yeah.
wake of COVID.
You got to get it done for the people.
Oh yeah, I was saying I should not be left alone with these people, which is accurate.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I would never make you come on here and listen to just Andy.
Yeah, I don't think that would be great for the folks. I got a lot of crazy things to say, so I don't know if you want to hear
He would
them.
be it would be 40 minutes of Andrew talking about why he would be a bad tree.
That is pretty
in his
close
next
to
life.
accurate. That is pretty close to accurate. I'd be, complaining about shoelaces,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
When's the last time you wore a pair of shoes with shoelaces?
Let me think. It was probably in December. Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay,
So I've been this whole year with no shoelaces.
About 9 months.
Yeah, like 9 months sans shoelaces.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Does it feel good?
I mean that part of the year feels good. The rest of the year doesn't feel too hot. But the no shoelaces thing, fuck, maybe I should start wearing shoelaces again. Maybe it's my cross to bear to save the world. Start turning things around,
What
tying
if
up the
that-
shoes, putting the damn rabbit around the tree, and through the
I
hole.
did take a high school AP statistics class. Wow, nice high school AP statistics class in which I learned that correlation does not represent causation. But I have a feeling that if we were to look at the data, you not wearing shoelaces would have some type of causation on the fact that our world is slowly but surely coming to an end in 2020.
There does seem to be some sort of correlation there.
Yeah, but correlation does not represent
Right, I
causation.
know,
That's what I'm saying. We're going to really need to
heard you.
get...
But I'm just saying, it seems like there's some relationship.
We should hire our own personal two in the cooler statistician
Ooh,
to
I like
figure
that.
out data like this.
I think we can get
If
one on.
anybody... Yeah, I do too. Why would you not want to run statistics for us? We're probably quite funny. And we're back.
This is the cursed episode. This is the
This
cursed
is-
episode of Two in the Cooler.
This is the cursed episode.
Matthew's
Nothing
got
has gone
COVID
right.
because. So to sum everything up, Matthew's got COVID because I don't wear shoelaces.
Yeah.
Now you're all
And
caught up on the episode, basically.
We haven't even we haven't talked about a thing. I don't know how long it's been going because every 10 seconds we have to
Yeah,
restart
Craig's gone.
recording.
Craig jumped ship.
Yeah,
the
Craig
one
jumped
person we
ship.
could
He-
count on has abandoned
Yeah.
us.
We're all over the place, so we're gonna keep it short and sweet for you guys this week. We're gonna jump right into the who would win of the week, right, Andy?
Yeah, let's do it because
Is that the
I
plan
want to
here?
talk about this one. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so tee us up. Let's go. Let's get after it.
Okay, so I really want to get into this one. I want to get some. I want to pull up some notes here because I know we're going to disagree, and I can't believe that you're going to pick somebody else. But The Who Would Win of the Week this week is a matchup of two teams, essentially. Both the best at what they do. And it is the group it's the kids from Codename Kids Next Door, the cartoon, versus the Ocean's 11 crew. So we've got number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we've got Danny Ocean, Brad Pitt, Don Cheadle, Scott Conn, Casey Affleck, all those guys. Matt Damon. And then Carl Reiner. Are you going to include Carl Reiner in this matchup?
Yes.
And Elliot Gould?
Anybody
okay. That's on. Yeah, well, you're gonna need them. So, the thing about I don't think that there are many people that could beat the Kids Next Door, as they've proven time and time again. I will say there are certain like who would win matchups that we come up with where I feel so strongly that like basically the side that I'm taking is impossible to beat. That was with Danny Trejo, and now it's with the Kids Next Door. Trejo versus the Kids Next Door. I don't know if I should legally comment on this, but I think that Trejo probably would win that one for the record, because that guy is he's a breed of his own. But the Kids Next Door. So anybody who doesn't know and is a lunatic, it was a show on Cartoon Network about these kids that fought for all kid kind, I guess you could say, and fighting against like different adults and
that try to ruin kids.
Yeah, they try to. Yeah, exactly. They're an incredibly disciplined group. They've got all kinds of technological advancements, and that is maybe the first reason why they would beat the the Ocean's 11 guys.
Just the Ocean's crew.
The Ocean's crew. Because they've got number 2, our very own Hoagie, is
number 2 the Carl Weezer looking guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the larger one. Hoagie, I wish I could remember his last name. It's like Flenderson or something. But Hoagie.
That's Toby's last name from The Office, by the way.
Okay, then that's definitely
that's where your confusion was.
Hoagie and Toby. So Hoagie is technological wizard. He's whipped up a number of incredible inventions. And he alone went up against the Cheese Shogun in a classic episode when he and number 4 go to the cheese restaurant and they fight all those cheese ninjas. So that's just one kid, and he is and he's not even the biggest threat on that team. Your biggest threats on the Kids Next Door are number 5 for sure, who could probably single-handedly take on the Ocean's 11 crew without a doubt.
Is number 5 the one that in red? The red shirt?
No, that's number 1.
I'm going to look up. I don't remember which one's. That's number 1? Who's number 5? Yeah,
number 5 is the black girl with the red hat.
I'm going to look it up. Keep going. Oh, yeah.
Number 5 is absolutely the strongest member of that team. Not just because, I mean, she could lead the team if she wanted to, but she's comfortable in her role, and there allows her this flexibility to kind of work outside the lines. So what she's bringing to the table in this fight is not just her combat prowess, but she's been through so much. Her sister is like one of the evil teenagers. She, got betrayed by this guy who was her hero. in one episode. You could look all this up. So she alone could take on the Ocean's guys. It doesn't matter that they're all grown men, most of them in their physical prime. She could take them alone, and then let's even jump into number 4, who is an unstoppable machine. That's a guy who's never going to give up, no matter what. I think the fault there is that he could probably be tricked pretty easily. And the Ocean's crew, they are a smart crew. Obviously, planning is their forte.
Yes.
And same with number 3. I think that maybe she could easily fall into
number
something.
Number 3, the little Asian girl?
Yeah. She's in the green.
Okay.
But if you get on her bad side, you're toast.
Doesn't she have exploding teddy bears? Does she have exploding teddy bears?
They're called rainbow
she just really
monkeys.
Love her teddy.
And they don't. I don't think they ever explode. But
I think there's an episode where they explode.
Maybe, but I think she can use them, swing them around.
Anyway, number 2's last name is Gilligan.
Oh, okay. Hoagie
2,
Gilligan.
You're telling me that with all the extraordinary heists and robbing casinos and everything that the Ocean's crew has done, you're telling me that if you gave Danny Ocean and Rusty Ryan a little time to plan how they're going to beat the wheels off of the kids next door, they wouldn't do it? I don't believe it. They're too
wouldn't.
meticulous in their planning. Look at what they've done.
Okay, here's the thing.
Is it Ocean's 13 where they have that scene and they're on the guy's back porch and the guy thinks that he beat him? What's that guy's name?
That's Ocean's 12.
Ocean's 12. What's his name? The black something?
It's like the French or Italian guy or whatever, right?
Yeah, the
that's
French
Ocean's
guy.
12.
That's
I don't
Ocean's
know.
12?
I don't know what his name is there. But so here's the thing. The Ocean's 11 crew exist. Their world of crime. They exist in this world of crime that has rules and is, I think you'll definitely agree with me on this, predictable. And that's something that they really use to their advantage.
There's 3 rules.
3
and
rules.
It's don't. Yeah, that's what they say in the movie in Ocean's 11. He's like, don't rob people that don't deserve it. Don't. I don't know.
Right, but I'm not talking about their moral code. I'm talking about the outward elements.
You're talking about they're robbing a casino, and casinos are very predictable in the way that they run.
Yes.
Obviously they do the same thing every single day. So you're saying that because the codename Kids Next Door clan doesn't live by a set of rules, that the Ocean's crew wouldn't be able to plan around it?
Yes. I think they would come up with a good plan, but I think ultimately it would fail because of the unpredictable nature and the vast skill set of the Kids Next Door.
I guess the unpredictable nature is a valid point, but I still think that they are experienced enough in because you have to remember though, in the movies, nothing ever goes right. You know what I mean? That's how that's how movies like that are designed. Nothing ever goes flawlessly in their plan, or else the movie would probably be pretty boring, right? So they know how to adapt on the fly and make the best out of a situation. And the other thing that they do in a lot of those movies is almost play into the hands they almost make the casinos think they're dead to rights. They almost set themselves up they're going to get caught, and then in the end the casinos are looking back not knowing how they did it. I think that they could manipulate the Kids Next Door into doing one thing when actually that's what they want the codename Kids Next Door crew to do, and then next thing you know they've got them dead to rights.
That's. I think that's an interesting point. But I think the Kids Next Door are used to dealing with adults, and they recognize this. They would recognize any manipulation attempt pretty easily. And again, I still think that so let's say here's the big thing. Even if somehow the Ocean's crew does manage to incapacitate numbers 1 through 5, the kids next door, there's no way that they're not getting out because of two simple words here that you're not taking into consideration. The Tommy. Tommy is Hoagie's little brother.
Little brother, yeah.
Yes.
And he saved their asses a few times, has he not?
Yes, absolutely. And this is all before he was allowed to be in the Kids Next Door organization. But he would, he was still involved with them because obviously he's Hoagie's brother, and he is, he has sort of that same mindset. But his ability to, he's proven himself time and time again, even without Kids Next Door training, and he loves his brother.
Well,
we know that. So
well.
He's getting them out of any situation. If they were captured eventually, then that's what would happen.
Isn't the code name Kids Next Door isn't that not just like one chapter of the, you know what I mean? Like isn't there episodes where like kids come in from like other chapters with other numbers?
There's at least 300 something Kids Next Door.
Yeah, so
I'm talking no. And yes, I'm not talking about
that. So that means Tommy.
I disagree because I guess I see where you're coming from, but I think that realistically, the way that this would go down is Tommy would come to save them.
Okay, so say all 5 of them are tied up,
but I don't think they would be incapacitated.
Say all 5 of them are already captured,
mm-hmm.
and Tommy shows up.
Mm-hmm.
You think Tommy's single-handedly now taking out the Ocean's crew?
Yes. I think
the fact that you're even saying that this is a scenario means that you know that the Ocean's crew could win this, because why else would you even need to bring Tommy into play?
I just, you know what? You got me. That's a great point. I just wanted to bring up Tommy, frankly. And I think that just to kind of emphasize my point that at the end of the day, no matter what, the Kids Next Door are coming out of this on top. However, it does appear to have backfired on me, because that's a very good point. But what I'm saying is I don't think it would.
I'll give you Tommy. I will give you Tommy, and I still think that, they're gonna manipulate him. They're gonna plan it.
Even
they're gonna manipulate him. And even if something goes south, they're going to be all the reaction.
Basically, every single one of the Kids Next Door, if they had to, could single-handedly take down the Ocean's 11 crew. No. That's incredibly true. And with the manipulation, number 5 in particular would not fall for that in the slightest. Even if the other ones went in, I mean, she can smell bullshit a mile away. That's one thing we know for sure about number 5. So.
The main villains. So I'm looking at.
Okay, this is
the main
arguable.
Yeah, what?
Go ahead.
The main villains in that the Kids Next Door have to fight are all. I mean, there's a lot of them. How many episodes of this show were there?
A ton.
I'm on a movie. I'm on some type of fan page right now where they have them listed in alphabetical order for me. Like the chicken bucket man. Shit, they could beat the chicken bucket man. Retirement home secretary.
But you're not taking
the senior citizen squad.
The senior citizen squad was nobody to take. Soda
control team.
I don't want to get you too worked up here.
I remember Sticky Beard.
Now you're just reading the names, and obviously the names are ridiculous. But
I see the names, I'm remembering the.
Right.
I'm remembering
I don't think you're taking
and
into
because
consideration
I can see their pictures too. I can see their pictures.
What they're actually doing. Some of these villains. For example, Father, who's like the
he's like the number one villain.
Yeah, he's like the number one villain. That guy shoots fire. That's pretty tough to deal with. You have
and he has a weird following of psycho children that are
the
like,
delightful children from down the lane.
I hate those kids. They're creepy.
They are
as hell.
creepy. Like these guys are, basically the kids next door are facing death in the eye basically every day. They're getting laser shot at them. They're getting kidnapped.
Look at the
people
villains
drowning them.
Assuming that the Ocean's crew are the heroes. Look at the villains that they're facing. Like these, casino,
Andy Garcia. That's nothing.
Fuck you.
The kids next door are out here, taking on people that are taking on kidnappers, child traffickers, child slave owners, ninjas, literal ninjas, people with lasers. And the Ocean's 11 crew is going up some skinny ass French guy and Andy Garcia. It's no contest.
No, I don't know. I think we've both made points that kind of negate our theories at this point in the day, and I don't think either of us are ever going to change our opinions. I just think that I agree that the Codename Kids Next Door crew is a talented group of children, but I don't think that they could take down the Ocean's crew, and I know that you're not going to be swayed either.
No, and I would argue that because both of these teams are made up. It's like each person has their specialty, and I would say that the Kids Next Door, their specialties are of more value than the specialties of the Ocean's 11 guys, ultimately, and more diverse. I think it's a better team. You
think they're... no, I don't know. They're both well-oiled machines.
Yeah,
it's a good battle.
They both know how
the
to work
reason
well
that
together.
we settled on it was because it is a good battle.
That's true.
At the end of the day,
Kids Next
my
Door
locked-in
take
pick is the Ocean's crew.
And that is just...
As per usual, I know I'm right, but we'll leave it up to the internet. We'll let the internet decide.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll let people vote on Twitter and on Instagram. But the Kids Next Door, I think that this is again one of those things. I think if you sit down and really look at this, just completely go through everything, the Kids Next Door are going to take it. And if you're giving them the Tommy as well, I mean, it's going to be over in a quick 12-minute episode for the Kids Next Door. It's going to be a standard episode, not even a special. Not even a special. 30 minutes, baby.
That's how long those episodes were. They were 12 minutes.
Yeah, but they were they'd show two back to back. So one episode was two stories or whatever. They were each 15 minutes. So and then they had a movie, which was good. One of the best kids TV movies I've ever seen.
You want to know?
Kids Next Door could beat the Teen Titans probably if they put their minds to it. Kids Next Door.
I have another TV show.
Maybe they couldn't beat the Avengers, but I think they'd give them a run for their money.
Jesus.
I'm shouting it out right now.
What about... So your list of most powerful things is Danny Trejo, the Avengers...
Maybe.
Kids Next Door.
Well, here's the thing. There are situations where I would certainly vote against the Avengers.
Do you think that the Kids Next Door would beat Thanos?
Yes, I do, and I'll tell you why.
You're off your rocker.
What is the closest that the Avengers got to beating Thanos before he even became as big a problem as he did? It's when they were on Titan and they almost got the glove off of him, right?
Yeah.
The only reason they didn't is because Peter Quill, lost it and did that. The Kids Next Door would never make that mistake. They would, because again, they're kids, and the way that they do these things is unpredictable, and there's a playfulness to it for certain. And they would have gotten that gauntlet out of Thanos. They would have been able to distract him, trick him, No problem. So yes, I think that the Kids Next Door could beat Thanos. I think it would happen before he got all the stones. Like, I don't think it would come to the point where Thanos would get all of the stones.
So given he has all of the stones and he has the gauntlet and it's on, do you think they lose to him?
Yes, because he can literally bend reality. So I don't. I don't think it would even get to that point. Like the kids, that's the thing. The Kids Next Door would never make the mistake that the Avengers made on Titan.
Jesus, what about the Kids Next Door versus the genie from Aladdin? I don't know. I just like that you're so passionate about the fact that you think the Kids Next Door truly are like this super entity.
They are, man.
Really just.
How many episodes that you just said? How many episodes of that show are there? How many times have the Kids Next Door ever lost? 0.
Okay, that's the same as any other TV show ever.
Yeah, I'm just fucking around on that one.
Yeah, I know. All right, well, we'll leave it to social media. I might have to go watch a few episodes later today, or like while I'm bored sitting in
you should, and text me like
house.
Which ones you watch, because it's a phenomenal show.
Where do you think I can find it?
I'll send you
It's a Cartoon Network show, so okay, I'm gonna have to link up. I didn't know if there was like a streaming service that I might be able to just like.
I don't think it's on. I don't think that it's just too powerful. It's too powerful of an entity to be streamed.
Yeah.
You know, it'd take up so much.
It's like
bandwidth.
they don't want kids to watch that show because they don't want kids forming their own alliance of that and taking over the world, pretty much, kind of thing.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
that's why you need the Kids Next Door.
Because when it was on, when the show was on, kids like us didn't have the resources that kids have now.
Right.
Now kids have the world at their fingertip. They could easily
you can get on Twitter
start
and
a militia.
Yes,
you could easily start a militia.
Easily.
But all right, well, I think I know we said it was going to be short and sweet, so I think we'll stick to our promise there.
Yeah.
And on top of the fact that Andy's got a bunch of editing to do now, thanks to Craig jumping ship and the internet having a mind of its own, and I've got to
just rest, Matthew. Just rest.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of a crazy excuse to have to end on early, but
it's not an excuse. That
it really
is
the
important.
life that I'm currently living. So
yeah.
But flu game. I'll never forget episode 22. The Kids Next Door is apparently powerful. Andrew hates whatever. Andrew hates shoelaces. I don't even know. My brain is scattered.
Yes, go lay down, Matthew. Okay,
yes.
That's it.
Right,
I'm
thanks,
cutting it
guys,
off
for
right
listening.
now. Yes, thank you for listening. This is the end of the episode. Go lay down.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good day. Bye.
Stop. Stop. The episode is over. It's done.
All right. It's over now.
Stop saying more things. It's done. Stop it.
Done
it's
now.
done.